For this save with Toulouse, I have set myself one challenge. In 5 seasons, I want to finish second place. Might sound weird, but I don't think 5 seasons is enough to topple PSG. However, I do think it is enough to get the best of your Lilles, your Lyons, your Marseilles and your Monacos, and hopefully we should be able to break into that top 2, which will get us Champions League football. We have 5 seasons to do this, and right now, as we kick off the season, we're expected to finish down in 14th place. It's a long old road that we are going to have to go for. We are going to jump forward to the end of the summer transfer window. That's what it is. Nearly said January. The summer transfer window to see what business we have done already. If we take a look, we have done some business which wasn't technically us. We have signed Sissoko Gelabert, Cesares, Babika, Magri, Gboho, Donham, Schmidt and Springers have all come in on various deals for various monies. £15 million spent, and all of these players have gone out on permanent deals. Actually, quite a lot of them on loans. The biggest one there, gone for £10.25 million. He's very good. For a 20-year-old, kind of annoyed he's not our player anymore. It is now the 2nd of September. We have jumped forward to the end of the summer transfer window. We've already played 3 league games as well, winning 2, losing 1. We have done some transfer business as well. We're also playing Clermont Foot today, which is why we've only played 3, and some other teams have played 4. We have sold one player on a permanent deal, which is at Thiz Delinga. I have no idea if that's pronounced at all, but I might regret this because I didn't realise he was our best striker. I looked at this and went, he's not that good. I mean, he's not bad, but I thought we've probably got better. We've sold him to Sassuolo for £3.2 million. We've made a profit. It's potentially going up to 3.7 as well. We have brought in 2 players as well. Neither of them are replacements, though. Because Sekou Koita technically is a replacement, isn't he? But he's not good enough. Sekou Koita has joined from RB Salzburg, which I don't think is a terrible move. For £2.5 million, he's cheaper than what we have sold, but he's not as good. He's certainly not as good. He's a different type of player as well. And we have also signed Anwar El Ghazi on a free transfer after he was released by, I want to say Mainz or maybe PSV. Apparently he's played for both of them in this current season. We're not going to get into the politics of it. It was something to do with a tweet, okay? That's what happened. But we've got him. I think he's a good player for us. He's going to be very useful on that right-hand side. Maybe even a striker? Probably not. So with that in mind, this is our best 11 that we have at the club currently. And by at the club, I mean they are signed to the club. 2 players are not here for some reason. Roulard, who is 22 years of age, is out on loan at VfB Stuttgart. I want him back. Why is he out on loan? He's clearly our best centre-back. And we've also got Berman Savic, who's also out on loan. He's at Sparta Prague, who's our best left winger by a fair distance as well. But this is the formation we're going to go for. It is literally the 4-2-3-1 gegenpress straight out of the box. We might look at changing this because I know I play this one pretty much. In all of these 5-season simulations, we stick with this formation. We might look at changing it up slightly. Some of our standout players I think we're going to rely on heavily for these 5 seasons. Restes, 18 years of age goalkeeper, already a 3.5-star current ability goalkeeper at 18 years of age. I think Restes is going to be our number 1 goalkeeper for the whole thing. We've also got Spearings on loan from Lens, who is good. He's very good. I assume, by the looks of this, we sold him and then loaned him back in. I don't understand what's happened there. So he got sold in the summer. We didn't do this on a free to Lens, and then we've just loaned him back. But Spearings, he's very useful for us. And the final player we're going to take a look at is Zakaria Abdulhalal, maybe, could be his name. 23-year-old Moroccan winger and striker. I'm toying with the idea of playing him up front, okay? He's 23 years of age. I'm hoping there's some potential there. He's already not terrible as a striker. He's a pressing forward. He's an advanced forward as well. He's probably as good as Koita up front. So, Abdulhalal could be our striker. Before we jump to the end of Season 1, this is how things currently look. Obviously, we mentioned we're already 6th in the league. We're in the Europa League as well. We have Rangers, LASK and Brighton, which is a group that I think we should be good enough to finish 2nd, maybe even 1st. I'm expecting Brighton, us, Rangers and then LASK at the bottom, although it could be completely the other way around, couldn't it? In the French Cup, I'm hoping to do all right in the French Cup, and we're also in the Trophée des Champions, or Trophée des Champions, because we won the French Cup last season, apparently, which this is in Saudi Arabia, because money is a thing. Right, it's the 27th of May, and we did not win the Trophée des Champions, because, you know, PSG are good. It was only 1-0. It was only a 1-0 defeat, so not terrible. We also did not win the French Cup. In fact, we didn't get very far at all. If we keep going back, we got knocked out in the first round by Lyon La Duchère, who I believe are like a 3rd division side. They are. That's not a good performance. And the Europa League was an even worse performance. We finished bottom of the group. 1 win, which was against LASK, and then 5 defeats, which some of them were pretty bad, in fact. We lost 5-0 to Rangers. And we lost 1-0 at home to LASK, 2-0 to Brighton. I mean, it's not a good performance, is it, in the Europa League? But in Ligue 1, we have finished above our estimated finish. We were supposed to finish, or predicted to finish 14th place. We finished 11th. This is good. This is improvements. I'm not expecting to win anything in Season 1, 2, or 3. Season 4 and 5 is where I'm looking to be getting into the Champions League. And obviously, Season 5, I want to finish 2nd place. That is my target. One of the main problems I think that we've had this season is lack of goals. Abdul Kalal has scored 8 goals in all competitions, 2 in the Europa League, 6 in Ligue 1, and he is our joint top goal scorer. And Sekou Koita also has 8 goals in all competitions, 7 in Ligue 1, 1 in the Europa League, and this is our problem. We are not scoring the goals. Our top goal scorers combined have 16 goals in total, and that is it. We've obviously got goals from elsewhere on the pitch, but we need more goals. Sprayengers chips in with 4 goals from defensive midfield. 4 goals, and he's our 3rd top goal scorer. This is kind of an issue. What isn't an issue, although it might be seen as an issue, Restes has played a full season under our leadership. He's kept 10 clean sheets in the league. Yes, he has conceded 54 goals, but keeping 10 clean sheets, so he's only conceded in 24 games. That is a very bright bit of news, I think. And looking at some of the results, when he concedes goals, or when we play PSG, we let in a lot. So 7 against PSG there, 4 against Lorient, which is not a good result either. 4 against Monaco, 6 against Reims. So Restes, when he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's really bad. And before we jump into Season 2, let's take a very quick look at our youth intake, which apparently is a very good youth intake. We've got a couple of standout players. We've got Flavian Ramos, who looks quite good. I imagine he might get some game time next season. Maybe, arguably, he's more of a striker, or is that just me? John Camden, who is a French left winger, maybe striker. He's got 6 finishing. Camden might get good. Damien Sola needs to be retrained to be a defensive midfielder because we don't play central midfielders, but he's also looking pretty good. Eheb Meleti looks like more of an attacking midfielder, but again, I like the look of him. And Adolfo Rafael is a 15-year-old Angolan right-back who doesn't look very good at the moment, but he is 15 and he does have 5-star potential. We also have a whole load of players with sort of 4 to 5-star, and then a whole bunch as well on 3-star potential. So we've had a very good youth intake. Jules Ngoma looks interesting. I'm hoping, he's got 4.5-star potential, and Ngoma might be pretty good as well. But that's it for Season 1. Let's jump forward to Season 2, where I guess our kind of objective has to be top 9. Which is the top half because there's 18 teams. So we need to finish 9th or above. If we can get European football, even better. So before a ball has even been kicked in Ligue 1, we're expected to finish 13th place in the table. Last season, we were expected to finish 14th place. So it's kind of an improvement, but we did finish 11th. I'm hoping 9th, 8th, that's kind of my target. 7th to 9th is kind of, I think that's where we should be looking to finish. We have already done some transfer business as well. We've decided to strengthen our defence, and then we're going to look at strengthening our attack force later on in the summer transfer window. We have spent quite a lot of money as well. Alan Chapter is first up, a 22-year-old Cameroonian and French central defender, formerly of Grenoble Foot and Southampton, and a little bit of Auxerre as well. He's cost £3.5 million, but at 22 years of age, I'm hoping there's a bit of a future in there for Chapter. He's obviously still young. I'm not expecting him to play every single game, but he's going to hopefully get some game time coming off the bench. Somebody who will be getting a lot more game time is Besir Omaragic, which I have no idea if that's pronounced correctly or not. Formerly of Zurich and Montpellier, and a little bit of Servette, which he never technically paid for. We have brought him in for 3.8, potentially rising to £4.6 million. I think we've got a very good player here who could be with us until the end of this 5-season simulation, so I'm happy with this signing. We've also got another £5.3 million to spend, so we might have spent a little bit too much of our money on defenders when we do still need to get ourselves in another striker, maybe another winger, possibly even an attacking midfielder. I'm not quite sure on that one. We have also changed our formation. So at the start of last season, we were playing this. I've moved to a diamond because I feel like we've got a lot of central players and I want to play 2 strikers. We do also have some pretty good wingers, but these wingers can also play in the middle, so I'm not too concerned. So we might stick with this diamond for Season 2 and see how well it goes. Let's jump forward to the end of the summer transfer window, where a little bit more business should have taken place. It did take place, but we needed to shift on some players first in order to fund some of this business. Dennis Genreu has gone to Cremonese for about £250,000. For £450,000, Mamadou Bangre has left, signing for Blackburn. For £2.1 million, Noah Lamadi has gone to Auxerre. No, he's not. He's gone to Lille and then gone on loan to Auxerre. For £1.5 million, Kevin Caban has signed for Marseille and gone on loan to Rodez. And I've loaned Alan Chapchet to Auxerre because I've realised he's probably not good enough for us this season, so he's gone out on loan. What have we done, though, when it comes to transfers joining the club? Emmanuel Gaiaboa has signed on a free transfer, not expecting a lot of football for Gaiaboa in Season 1, but 22 years of age, plenty of potential hopefully going forward into the future. Michael Folorusno might be his name, signed on a free transfer from Verona over in Italy. Nigerian international. I think we've got ourselves a very good player in Folorusno. I still don't know how to say his name. We have also spent a little bit of money. For £500,000, we have signed Nicola Moro, who has signed from Bologna over in Italy. Decent central midfielder from Croatia, one cap to his name. Hopefully he'll get a decent amount of football. Not expecting the world from Morrow, but he should still get a decent bit of game time. And for £2 million, Tommaso Berti has signed from Cesena over in Italy. 20 years of age, will be 21 come the end of the season. I think for £2 million, this could be the best £2 million we ever spend in this save. If we were to do 10 seasons of this, Berti will probably become one of the best players at the club, I think. I hope. I say maybe not in 10 seasons. Maybe in 5 seasons he will be. But hopefully after 10 seasons, we'd be winning the league over and over again. We've also brought in Stephen Alzate, formerly of Brighton and Standard Liège. Apparently, he's once again come in on a free transfer. We have utilised this free transfer market. And now I know what you're thinking. We don't have a striker. Yes, we do. We've actually brought in 2. It is Jamie Vardy. He is 37 years of age. Will be 38 come the end of the season. He's signed on a free transfer from Leicester. I'm not convinced this is a good idea, okay? In all honesty, I'm not convinced this was a good thing to do, but this is what we've done. Jamie Vardy's here for a season. But he does have himself a strike partner in the shape of Lyle Foster from Burnley, and this I'm very pleased with. As a striker, he fits the bill exactly what we want. He's still young as well. I don't know whether we can really justify spending £40 million to sign him on a permanent deal, but Lyle Foster we will keep an eye on as well to see how well he does at us, and then if we can, maybe in the summer, if he has a good season, if we do manage to somehow muster up £40 million, we might buy Foster as well. And from a formation perspective, we have gone back to the 4-2-3-1. The diamond I'm not convinced with. We've got a lot of wingers now, and I feel like we should probably do a better job trying to facilitate those wingers. We are locking in one player, which is Abduk Halal. I still don't know if that's pronounced right at all, but he's very good. I think he's probably our best player. We also have, if we sort by best players, we have Roulard back. Roulard is back, and he's going to be playing week in, week out for us, which is very good. We've also got this man here, Rasmus Nicolaisen, who was here last season. He's very good. At 27 years of age, Danish central defender. I quite like the look of him. Problem is, he's out of contract in the summer, and I don't think he's going to sign a new one. So, yeah, that's a problem. We've also got new signing Nicola Moro, who will probably be playing a lot in that central midfield position. And as well, if we scroll down to find him, we've got Tommaso Berti, who I think we want to retrain to be that defensive midfielder as well. So we might be playing Berti and Moro in the DM positions, because I think this guy looks pretty good. It's not started well. We are currently down in 16th place. We've won 1, we've lost 3. The match we did win was against Havre AC, a 4-2 victory, but we have lost 5-1 against Monaco, 6-2 against Nice, and 1-0 against Lille. We have played some of the bigger sides. In all honesty, we've played some of the bigger sides. Now we've done our transfers, we are expected to finish 10th in the table, so we have climbed up the table when it comes to our predicted finish, which means European football, I think, could definitely be on the cards. Because all we've got to do this season is play in Ligue 1 and the French Cup. And realistically, I don't care about the French Cup. We are going to jump forward to the end of the season. We're going to see us get knocked out in the 9th round and hopefully finish 5th. 5th would be nice, wouldn't it? It was 11th again. We finished 11th, okay? It's fine. It's fine. I think it's fine. In the French Cup, we got knocked out in the 11th round by Lille, which is kind of expected. Lille, obviously a very good side. 11th place is concerning. There's a lot of defeats, 17 defeats. That is one of the worst performing teams in the league when it comes to defeats. Only 4 draws. We've done all right with the wins. 13 wins is pretty good. Some big wins there. 6-1 against Reims, 6-0 against Montpellier, 6-3 against Strasbourg. We're getting the goals now, certainly getting the goals. So one thing I did this season as well is I did download myself a formation. I'm not very good at formations, so we've picked one up instead. And I am going to put the link in the description for this. It is the GYR 4-2-3-1 Black Panther. It's actually quite a simple formation, which I actually love. We locked in 4 players. We've got Biramensevic, maybe his name, Bertie, and Abdul Halal on the wings, and Foster leading the lines. That is basically all we locked in. And it meant Abdul Halal, I don't know how to say his name. I might just call him Zachariah, to be honest. That's also his name. Managed to get 15 goals in all competitions, 13 in the league, playing on that right-hand side. Lyle Foster as well also managed to get 15 goals in all competitions. In fact, 15 goals just in League 1, playing as that lead striker. I don't think we're going to get him for another season, though. Tommaso Berti playing as that attacking midfielder. Only played half a season, by the way, as that attacking midfielder. He managed to get himself 7 goals and 5 assists. We even got 5 goals from Nathan Skyter. I don't know whether that's not right or not, but it's 5 goals and 7 assists for Skyter. He's out of contract. I might actually give him a new one because he's basically been that backup attacking midfielder, and he's done really well. Someone we didn't mention in Season 1, but had a crack in Season 1 and Season 2, is Gabriel Suazo, Chilean left-back, who has managed to pick up 6 assists this season. Last season, he actually got 2 goals and 4 assists. He was, I think, one of our better performers as a left-back, which doesn't look amazing, but bear in mind we did finish 11th place. Restes didn't have such a great season, so once again, defensively, that seems to be what's letting us down, conceding 68 goals. Clean sheets of just 7 this season, so it's kind of a backward step. He's actually let in 14 more goals. 14 more goals. That's a lot of goals. Right, let's look at the fixtures then. We had a cracking end of the season. We had a terrible February and March. So 6 goals there against PSG. We've got, there's not a lot of big scorelines. It's just a lot of 3s and 2s, isn't there? 3 there, 3 there, 2 there, 4 there, 3 there, 3 there. When we lose pretty heavily. We let in a lot of goals. Right, that is going to do it then for Season 2. We're now going to jump forward to the start of Season 3. We have one real objective, I think, in the transfer window, and that is to stop leaking goals, because that is our massive, massive problem. And actually, technically, we do need ourselves a brand new striker, because Foster's going, Vardy's not very good. But yeah, it's more defenders than strikers again. On the 20th of June 2025, we have no transfers arranged just yet. We're technically still at the end of Season 2 because we've got 3 players joining on free transfers on the 1st of July. But we also have, if we take a look at finances, £8.4 million worth of transfer budget. Yes, we are kind of in debt. We're not in debt. We did dip our toe into debt, and then we've picked up a massive £14 million. So we're straight back out of it again. In fact, we're on 12.6, but you can't see the triangle. Anyway, we're going to jump forward to the end of the summer transfer window. We've done at least 3 transfers. Probably a fair few more as well will be joining. We have signed a lot of players in the summer, but in order to do that, once again, we've had to shift on some players to try and generate some funds. Said Humalic is the first one. He has gone to Troyes for £1.1 million. We've also sold Anwar El Ghazi for £475,000. Wasn't really getting any game time in Season 2, so we shifted him on. Nicolas Schmidt has moved to Germany for £750,000. Similar situation, wasn't playing, so moved him on again. For £1.7 million, we have sold Xavi Babika, a Gabonese right winger. Wasn't playing for us, was he? He was way down the pecking order. Got a decent amount of money for him. He's gone to Strasbourg, and they've already transfer listed him. He was on loan there anyway. And the big one is Sekou Koita. The player that we signed in Season 1 has left, signing for Union SG over in Belgium for £6.75 million. He didn't have a very good time playing for Toulouse. 52 appearances, 8 goals. It's not a very good turnaround, but he has moved on for £6.75 million. I think we've got some sell-ons as well. So, Sekou Koita, he's done his job. Now, what have we done as replacements? We've spent £89,000. We've brought a lot of free players. In fact, there's only 4 players who are really going to break into the first team anytime soon, but we brought, I think, 6 or 7 youngsters who might get good in the future. Emre Mor is obviously one of the players who should be getting some game time at 28 years of age now, Turkish international, signed on a free transfer. We needed ourselves a backup, and hopefully youth goalkeeper, potential goalkeeper, Ted Kurd has been that goalkeeper selected, formerly of Chelsea and a bit #United as well, on loan, free transfer once again, 19 years of age. I want him to go out on loan. Facundo Pellistri has signed from Man United on a free transfer. This one I'm very, very happy with. I think we've got ourselves, as at 23 years of age, he's already very good, but also at 23 years of age, he's got 7 years of development realistically still to go. Palestri's a good signing on a free. And so is Neil Mapai. We have brought him back to France. He was released at the end of his contract with Everton after scoring 8 goals in 64 appearances. It's absolutely appalling, let's be honest. But Neil Mapai has been brought in on a permanent deal. He is the Lyle Foster replacement, and I'm hoping for a lot of goals. So far, he has started well, 2 goals and 2 assists in 4 starts. Neil Mapai is going to be leading the line for our Toulouse side for at least 1 season, maybe 2. Now, for the players for the future, in no particular order, we have basically just raided the depths of Spanish football because there are a lot of teams in Spain, AD Huracan being one of them, that just produce really good youngsters, and they all kind of are cheap or free and get released when they're like 18, 19 years of age. We have signed Nahum, 17 years of age, left back, might get good, might be awful, he's cost us nothing. We have also signed Raymond Bustos from the same team. He has once again cost us nothing, going to be playing for Toulouse FC2, our second division side, who technically have they're actually in a league, but the league isn't loaded. Juanpa has also joined from AD Huracan, a young 17-year-old goalkeeper, once again playing for Toulouse 2. And Diego has also signed from Huracan and gone out on loan to Mirandes. I think Diego could be our best player so far out of these youngsters that we have poached. But he's probably, I think he actually might be the oldest one that we've got. We also went to Atletico Madrileño, which I think is a feeder club for Atletico Madrid. Not quite sure. Hugo Ruiz is the man to join, going out on loan to Ponferrada. He's good. I think he's good, isn't he? Arguably, maybe we shouldn't have loaned him out. He could probably do a job for us in this season. And then 2 players that we've had to pay money for. Wassim Gonzalez has signed from Dam. If you do not know, go to Dam. Every single season, check out their youth intakes because they're very, very good. He is signed for a whopping £7,000. And also signing from Dam. Yes, he has signed from Dam despite the fact he is Irish. It is Ben Barrett. I've loaned him out to Shamrock Rovers. He's cost £79,000. That is all of our transfer business. That is all we've done. We brought in a whole bunch of youngsters and Neil Mapai, Palestri and Omre Moore. That's pretty much our transfer business for the summer. It might be a risk. When it comes to formation-wise, this is all we're locking in. It's going to be Bertie and Mapai are our 2 players that we are making sure will be getting a lot of game time. We have started the season off quite well-ish. Not really, let's be honest. We've conceded a lot of goals. We've beaten Nice, which is a good result. We've lost to Lille, we've lost to Metz, and we've drawn 3-3 with Rennes. Restes needs to stop conceding goals. He's conceded 131 in 72 appearances. That's nearly 2 goals a game. Just checking the season preview as well, we are expected to finish 11th place, which is obviously the place we've finished for the last 2 seasons. I'd like to not finish 11th for Season 3. That would be nice. Right, let's jump forward to the end of Season 3, and hopefully we finished 7th. It's optimistic. Or maybe it wasn't. We've actually finished 7th place in Ligue 1. So, what have we managed to do? We've got a positive 15 goal difference. 11 draws. That's a ridiculous amount of draws. Only 8 defeats as well. Something happened, because we lost 2 of the first, 4 games. We only lost 6 games in the last, 30 matches? That's ridiculously good. Before we jump to the actual fixtures, though, I will tell you, we did sell a couple of players in January. Christian Caceres left, signed for New York. And Cesar Gelabert has signed for Leganes for £250,000. Just a little bit of money that these players they weren't playing for us, so we shifted them on. So looking at the results, we must have been ridiculously good. So November through to March, we did not lose a single league game. There are a lot of draws. How many goals did you concede? 56. 3 clean sheets. You need to learn to not concede so many goals, mate. You need to get better at just being a goalkeeper. Something that we have got very good at, though, is scoring goals. Zakaria, 16 goals in all competitions. Neil Mapai, 15 goals in all competitions. Palestri with 15 goals in all competitions. And Tommaso Berti with 14 goals in all competitions and 14 assists. Something has happened, and we've just suddenly been picking up goals and assists all over the place. Big drop off to 5th place, but I'm happy with that. We have got, essentially between all of those, 60 goals. 60 goals in all competitions between 4 players. That is very, very good. Frustratingly, though, finishing 7th place in the league doesn't really mean much for us. We don't get any European football or anything like that, but we are edging closer and closer to the top 5, which is where European football begins. Although, I have a feeling... Can we have a look at qualification places? So at the moment, we get 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So there's 6 teams. That's not 6, that's 5, Stuart. 5 teams currently qualify. However, I thought so. I think PSG might have won the Champions League, which means we move from 7th place up to 5th. So in a couple of seasons' time, we get 3 teams in the Champions League group stage straight away. That's a massive, massive leap. Right, let's jump forward then to the start of Season 4. And this is where we need to be finishing 3rd or 4th. If we're going to make 2nd place in the table, we need to be finishing in the top 4. That needs to be realistically where we have to finish. We're back on the 20th of June once again, because I don't want to spoil just yet who is joining on a free transfer on the 1st of July. Give you a hint, he's a very big name in football, or at least his brother is. Looking at the league already, we can see that there will be 4 teams qualifying for the Champions League, and then I assume 2 teams in the Europa League and 1 maybe Europa Conference League through the Cup, which is very, very good. From a season preview, 10th. We're expected to finish 10th. Well, so far the season has started as the media predictions expected. We are 10th place. 5 games played, 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 defeats. Let's take a look at transfers. A lot of players have left. We brought in around £20 million. Emre Moore, one of them, leaving for Werder Bremen. Mikel Dessler has gone to Genk. Alzate has gone to Antwerp for £3 million. We just weren't really playing him. He was a backup. Also for £3 million, we have sold Omar Rajic. He wasn't playing yet. He wasn't anywhere near as good as I was hoping he would be, so he's moved on. And for £8 million, Oliver Zanden, a player who you've probably never really seen or heard of because he wasn't playing a lot. And then Saudi Arabia just came in and went, we'll give you £8 million for him. And I went, yes, please, sure, we will take that money. So Zanden's left, and it's bumped up our transfer budget quite nicely. And we have spent £15.5 million this summer. El Hadji Malik Diouf has signed on a loan deal from Slavia Prague. Because we got rid of Zanden, I kind of needed a backup left-back. Malik Diouf is that man. £1,250,000, we have Khaled Sassi, an 18-year-old Tunisian winger, brought in from Valenciennes. I'm hoping he's going to be quite good. We might loan him out if somebody wants him. For £4 million, Lucien Agume has joined from Fiorentina, defence midfielder. I think £4 million is a good bit of money. He is getting paid a lot though. 50 grand a week is probably too much. For £6.25 million, we have brought in Bernardo, a 31-year-old Brazilian left-back and centre-back, primarily to be that left-back. I think I mentioned Suazo at the end of maybe Season 2, maybe Season 3, but I think Suazo's kind of on that downward spiral now. Bernardo is the man to fill in that gap at left-back. And to fill in the gap at right-back is William Michelbrensis. I'm not quite sure if that's how it's said at all. 22 years of age, signed for £4.1 million, potentially going up to 4.2. I think he looks like a pretty decent player. I'm not expecting him to be playing a lot of football. Once again, he's on too much money, 52 grand a week, but there we are. And finally, Joe Bellingham has signed on a free transfer from Sunderland. Now, this is the winter update, so I think he has an improved potential and improved current ability. I think if you play with the initial database at the start of the game, he's not as good, so hopefully we've got the better version of Joe Bellingham. And still 20 years of age, he's very, very good. Do we play him as an attacking midfielder or maybe even a striker? The answer is striker. We are going to play Bellingham up front in this formation, which is kind of harsh on Nilmapai, but there we are. We're going to play Bellingham leading the lines and see how well he does. I might change this some point during the season if he's not very good, and we'll go back to Nilmapai, who already has scored 4 goals in 5 starts. Maybe Bellingham as a striker might be a stupid idea. We are also playing Raymond Bustos as a left winger. Player that we signed last season, went out on loan to Ponferrada. Not quite sure if that's how that's said at all, but he is going to be playing week in, week out on that left-hand side because I think he's good. He's worth £17 to £21 million, which says to me he is good. There is potential there. We just now need to try and unlock it. And with those transfers that we have done, what does that mean for the season preview? 9th, we've gone up once. We've gone up 1 place in the list. It's fine. I guess it's fine. Right, we're now going to jump forward then to the end of Season 4, see how well we have done. I want to be top 5. Top 5, really? I'm top 4. We want to be... If we top 4, it's Champions League. That's what we need. Top 4, let's go. It's 7th. Okay, it's Europe. It's still European football. And we were only, what is that? 5 points off of finishing 4th place. Only 5 points. Only 9 points off of 3rd and 10 points off of 2nd. My objective of finishing 2nd place in Ligue 1 by the end of Season 5 is genuinely a possibility. I think we could do this. Things to mention very quickly. Raymond Bustos has gone out on loan to Zulte Waregem. He was playing very, very well for us. And now he's out of contract at the end of next season. And we need to try and shift him on, basically, because he does not want to sign a new contract. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on with Bustos. We might lose him, which is why I've loaned him out, because if we lose him, I don't want him to get any better. We've also loaned out Diego to Tarragona, and he's got 10 goals in 20 appearances for Tarragona. Diego might be playing up front next season for us. We did also bring in 2 players in January. Mahmoud Al-Hassan is a Syrian striker signed from VfB Stuttgart for probably too much money, £2.9 million, but I'm hoping there's some potential. He's going to be a backup, and he's only 19. And for £2.8 million, we've signed Josh Feeney from Aston Villa. I'm not convinced this was a good bit of business either, but I mean, he's 22, plenty of time to develop. Hopefully he's going to get better as well. So looking at the league table, one thing that stands out is we are still losing a lot of games, but we're still winning a lot of games. The draws have kind of been converted into wins, I think. If I'm not mistaken, we've won a lot more than we did last season, which is always very good. How well have we done when it comes to results? Are we still conceding stupid amounts of goals? We're getting some lower scores. 2-1s. As a 3-0, we kept a clean sheet against Monaco. That's a big result. So we are doing better defensively, I think. We're still conceding a lot of goals occasionally, so 4 there, 3 against Nantes, which is not ideal, 3 against Lens, but I think we are starting to improve. Restes has conceded just 47 in 27. Did he get injured? He did. Our number 2 goalkeeper, Alex Dominguez, is the one who kind of picked up the reins. Conceded 11, kept 3 clean sheets though. Fair play. Now, this season was a bit different when it comes to goal scoring. We did not get 4 players scoring a total of 60 goals between them. Tommaso Berti managed to get 15. He is our top goal scorer. Palestri managed to also get 14, playing on that right-hand side. Bellingham only managed to get 7. Did he play up front for the whole season? He did. Bellingham up front might have been a bad thing, although he did play very well against Monaco. Mapai as well, only getting 7, but he did only start 7 games, 12 off the bench. We might have shot ourselves in the foot playing Bellingham as a striker. But looking at the team as well, Morrow, Abdul Kalal, Mikkel Brancis, there's goals all over the place. Even Malik Juf gets 2 goals. 2 goals for Sierro, Brisamevesevic, or whatever his name is. Agume scoring a couple. Only 8 starts for Agume. That's a bit of a worry. 2 goals as well for Rasmussen from defence. Flavian Ramos. I thought he might get some game time, and he has. And he scored. He started a match as well. Fair enough. So Season 5 then means we have got some ground to try and make up. We are in the Europa Conference League, which is good. We can do well in Europe. That'll be a nice little kind of expedition for us to do. Have a little foray, maybe win the Europa Conference League. It could be possible. It might happen. But 4th place, 2nd place is... I feel like 2nd place is... It's doable. It's doable. I don't even know what transfers we need to do. Financially, we've only got £9 million to spend as well. So we might need to do some wheeling and dealing if we want to improve our squad to be good enough to finish in the top 2. Right, we're back even earlier for Season 5 because the transfer window opens on the 10th of June and we've actually done some transfer business. Defenders is what we are putting our money in. I still feel like we are defensively fragile, so that is what we are trying to throw our money at to try and get some decent defenders in. You can see the name already on the screen. Armel Bella-Kotchap has joined from Schalke for £825,000. I'm not convinced it's the best use of money, but he's only 25. It's still relatively cheap. He's a 3.5-star central defender. So I think he's a good player. Maybe some game time playing for us. He should get better than that. So that's all good. It does mean that our budgets have been hit slightly. We're now down to £7.5 million. But because it is only the 10th of June, still plenty of time to go. Hopefully we can sell some players. Hopefully we can bring some players in as well. Right, we are going to start on the finances screen because it gives away the least amount of information. You might see that our transfer budget is up to £15 million. We have sold £25 million worth of players, but we have also brought in £25 million worth of players. And that's not including Bella-Kotchap, by the way. So let's take a look to see who we have sold first. Alan Chapchet for £400,000. Yep, we're taking a loss on Chapchet. He spent the season out on loan at STVV. He's now gone to Westerlo in Belgium. It was never really working out, was it? Gabriel Suazo has gone to Antwerp for £1.3 million. For £3.5 million, Anthony Roulard has left going to Brighton. This could be a big mistake because obviously Roulard, one of our best central defenders, he was out of contract at the end of the season and he was not going to sign a new one, so we've cashed in now. And I'm hoping it's not going to be a bad thing that we've sold our best centre-back. Because we've also sold his centre-back partner, and Rasmus Nicolaisen. He's gone to Antwerp for £3 million. Raymond Bustos has left for £4 million, signing for AC Milan. We basically had no real choice. He was going to let his contract expire, or we just have to shift him on. £4 million is not a lot of money, but there is a 50% sell-on in there. So if Milan sell him for £10 million, that's an extra £5 million. So that's good money. For £4.7 million, Briman Savic has left, signing for Ghent. He's had a few very good seasons for us, but it's time that he moves on. At 29 years of age, he's not quite over the hill, but he's certainly getting very close to it. And the big one is Logan Costa, for £9 million, has signed for Brianza, which is Monza. I think it's a lot of money. He wasn't playing for us. He was kind of our third or fourth choice centre-back. He actually went on loan to Brianza twice, which is why they signed him on a permanent deal. He played a lot in Season 1. I think that is Season 1. I think he played actually as a left-back. And then, yeah, we just weren't getting any game time out of him. For £9 million, that's good money for us. So joining the club then on free transfers, to begin with, Finley Burns, English central midfielder, maybe defensive midfielder as well, from Manchester City. 24 years of age, needs to get some game time. Hopefully he can do that for us. Jerome Onguene has also signed on a free transfer from Eintracht Frankfurt, another centre-back. Because we sold our two main centre-backs, we needed to bring in some replacements for them, whether that is first team or even just backups. Onguene is going to be a backup. Somebody who isn't going to be a backup is Jarell Quansah, 24 years of age, on a free transfer, once again signed from Liverpool. And now we move into the transfers that we spent a bit of money on. Marcial Carvalho, 19 years of age, Portuguese centre-back from Chaves in Portugal, for £2.8 million. He's worth £60 to £69 million. I don't know why he was so cheap. For 5.75, potentially rising to £7 million, we have Sergio Akime as a 29-year-old Equatorial Guinean left-back, formerly of Barcelona, Almeria, Reims and Valladolid. I think we've got ourselves a good player here. For £7 million, Andy Collard, a French winger, striker. I'm not quite sure. I think we're going to maybe put him as a left winger on that left-hand side, as because we play inside forward, so putting him there I think could work. £7 million, formerly of Guillaume. Never really played for them, which is a bit strange. Played for their second team, scoring 11 goals. He's made his debut for us in the league and scored. He's also scored in the Europa Conference League as well. Collard's going to be force played, I'll tell you that now. And somebody else who will be force played is Virgil Bordas, a 19-year-old French right back. He's cost £10 million from Angers, played 83 times for Angers, and he's not even 20 years of age yet. He's played a lot of football. I mean, he would have been like 16 there, surely. That's ridiculous. He's played a lot of football. For £10 million, we've got ourselves a very good right back, probably a future France international as well, so he's going to be force played. And that is all the business we have done. There's plenty of other sort of business you can see down here on the right-hand side. A whole bunch of players leaving on freeze. Flavian Ramos is one of them, which is not ideal. And don't for Raphael, who came in our first youth intake, who's supposed to be good. Neil Mapai going out on loan. Yes, because we are putting our money in the Collard bin, shall we say. Barrett going out on loan as well. Sassy on loan. Hugo Ruiz on loan. So a bunch of decent young players going out on loan as well. When it comes to our tactics, we are sticking with the 4-2-3-1, and this is what we are locking in. Bordas as our number one right back. Bellingham has dropped back to be that attacking midfielder. Collard on that left-hand side. And Diego leading the lines. After scoring 10 goals in 20 appearances for Tarragona, we are putting our faith in the young Spanish striker. He's already got 4 and 5 in the league. I think we could have a superstar here. But that is all we are locking in. That is all we're going to do. Collard and Diego currently injured, but they should get over those fairly quickly. We're now going to jump forward then to the end of Season 5 and see where we have finished. We are currently fourth. 3 wins, Auxerre, Nantes and Lorient. We've got a draw against Strasbourg and a defeat against PSG because, of course, it's PSG. We are still, obviously, very early days, but we are still in that fight right now. Let's jump forward to the end of the season and see how well we have done. Have we managed to finish second? We have not. We have finished third. We are in the Champions League. Monaco winning the league. PSG fell off a little bit, losing to Monaco, Lens, Strasbourg and Auxerre. 5 defeats. 5 defeats all season. And basically 4 of them you'd expect. It's only the one against Havre down the bottom there, who actually finished 17th, that was kind of a bit of a kick in the nads. I mean, what a performance. 88 goals. We're the top scoring team in the league. A league of Kylian Mbappe in, we have scored the most goals. Conceding is still a problem. We are, it's not good, is it? I mean, it's not awful. It's certainly not horrendous. We are, maybe the 8th best team in the league? But when it comes to scoring goals, we're the best team in the league for scoring goals. Before we take a look to see what we have done, though, 2 more transfers to talk about. Victor Flores, Peruvian central defender, defence midfielder, signed for £500,000 from Cristal in his native Peru. One for the future. And Vicente Lozano signed for too much money from Huesca. £5 million. It's a lot of money, but I think Restes, it is Restes, isn't it? Or is Restes? Might be on his way out. So, Lozano might be our new number 1 goalkeeper. So, looking at the players, going from players who have scored double figures in all competitions. Andy Collard, playing as a left winger, 12 goals, 15 assists in all competitions. Good start for the youngster. Palestri, 13 goals and 17 assists in all competitions. Starting very good. Zakaria is up there with 15 goals, just 7 assists, but that's fine. Bear in mind, he did only start 9 league games as well, so 5 goals in the league from 9 starts, 21 off the bench. That's a decent turnaround. And now we move into the players with 20 or more goals in all competitions. Tommaso Berti, 23 goals in all competitions, 15 of them in the league, 12 assists as well. Jobe Bellingham getting in there with 25 goals, playing as an attacking midfielder, remember. 25 goals, 15 assists in all competitions. And you might be thinking, there's a certain player, a striker, a young Spanish one by the name of Diego, who's not featured on this list yet. He's been ridiculous. 37 goals in all competitions. Diego scoring 24 in 33 league games. 5 assists as well to his name. Diego has had one hell of a breakthrough season for us. Looking at the list as well, we've got Bordas down here with 18 assists. 18 assists in his debut season. We've got Akime gets 13 assists. We've also got goals from Moro. We've got goals from Sierra Al-Hassan Carvalho getting 3 goals as well. What has happened? Ted Kurd played some games. What happened to Ted Kurd? He got a clean sheet in the Europa Conference League. Fair enough. That says to me that Restes got injured. Surely. Did he get injured? He played 31 league games. Let's look at his medical history. I mean, he did, but for a minor amount, just 6 days. That's not awful. Conceded 49 though. Hold on. Second best season. I mean, technically, that's his best season by a fair distance, isn't it? Only 5 clean sheets, though. He also managed to get to the French Cup final, which I was just completely oblivious that there were other competitions. We got to the French Cup final, losing 3-0 against PSG. I'm happy we made it to the final. That's actually quite good. What's kind of more frustrating is the fact that we made it to the Europa Conference League final and lost against Juve. 2-1 in the final. Was it a poor performance from us? We played Abdul Halal up front, which I guess Diego might have been injured. He's not even on the bench, so yeah, Diego must have been injured. We just did not play well. Collard gets a 6-3, Moro gets a 6-2. Just wasn't a good performance, which is fair enough. I mean, Juve are a good side, aren't they? But ultimately, my objective of finishing in the top 2 has not taken place, but we have managed to qualify for the Champions League. We have done very, very well there, which I am taking as a win. We have turned Toulouse from a mid-table side, arguably, possibly even relegation scrap side, into a Champions League qualifying side. And you know what? We're going to do 5 more seasons. Stick around on the channel if you want to see 5 more seasons with Toulouse. It's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks' time, so stick around. Stay tuned for that. Stick your comments down in the comment section below about how well we've done and why I shouldn't have played Jobe Bellingham as a striker. That was a stupid idea for Season 4, wasn't it? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.